Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. So today I'm going to try out this new light while I do this live video. So let's go and turn that on. And that way when I show things close up, you guys should be able to hopefully see what it is I'm showing. The bad part is it does cover my chat area, so I really can't um, do the chat too much while I'm doing this. So if you do send me a chat, sorry I can't see it. But let's go ahead and get started and figure out how to make our own mini comic He-Man. So, first of all, the mini comic He-Man has one thing that really stands out, and that is that it has two cuffs on both wrists that are the same that are the regular bands. So we got this DC released figure a while ago, and you could see the DC one has the two cuffs, and they had them yellow, but this is for the DC comic, not the mini comics. And so if you look around, a lot of figures for the He-Man figures have um, actually the one long cuff and the short cuff, and we want to have the two short cuffs on both sides. So there's only one figure that was released with orange cuffs on both sides that look like that, and that is the Pre-Eternia Disguise He-Man, and he has the two orange cuffs. Now the bad part is his skin color, unfortunately, is different than all the other He-Man figures. You can see that his skin color is a little different. We actually have a kind of a light pinkish and kind of a yellowish tannish color. And if you compare him to all the other He-Man figures, you get the same problem. It just does not match. Definitely does not match the one that came in the DC 2-pack. So it's really hard to find that figure to match. There is one figure that matches really close to this. And like I said, I've happened to have made a figure before out of this. And that is Vicron. Vicron, the skin color is very close. And last time I made this figure, it's what I used was a Vicron figure. Ugh. But I only have one unopened Vicron left, and that is the Barbarian one. And I want to kind of keep this one unopened because it's cool, because it was the exclusive with the Barbarian in it. And another problem with Vicron is a lot of times on his shoulders, on the top, they'll actually have black around. We can see that or not in the camera, that little black by his shoulders. When Mattel made these figures, they actually used black plastic and then took the black plastic and painted it skin color, and that gives us that black markings right around the joints. And so if you do make your figure out of Vicron, you're going to end up getting that kind of black around the joints, and the paint might scrape off. And again, I don't want to open this one. So the next closest figure I found was, believe it or not, Molar. Now, Molar also came in a 2-pack, and it came with a Skeletor missing a tooth, and then Molar. Now, I've used lots and lots of Molar figures for customs. So I have this half-built Molar figure I'm going to use. Once I get this back in its box. There we go. All right, so here's my Molar right here. And this one right here, I've already used pieces from him for other things, as you can tell. But if you take a look, the skin color is not identical, but it's probably the closest we're going to get without tearing open the Vicron. So that's what I'm going to use. Now, I don't want to take apart this Pre-Eternia He-Man because this is my first one I got. I really liked him a lot. I also made this cool custom one where the arms go down on the sides, because got rid of the fatness. Basically, I just trimmed out that part right there so his arms could go down. And I also swapped out his hood with hair so he could be hoodless. And of course, I took the hood and I painted the inside black so you can hang on to his hood like he took it off. So I'm not going to ruin these ones. And just as a heads up, it's one of the figures that came with the two armbands. We're also, let's see, our Prince Adam, which also makes for a really cool He-Man when you do a little bit of painting on him. So you can see there, I kind of converted one to a He-Man. And then another one with the two cuffs is Prince Adam, but of course they're the wrong colors. And then, of course, we have our Flying Fist He-Man. That his skin color is just so light in color. It just doesn't work for me for making the comic version. And I think that's basically about it. But I'll show you guys some more figures after I make my custom figure to show you some other attempts I did making this figure. Now, one problem with Molar is under his shorts is blue. So we have to change that and paint it brown. I'll show you the steps for doing that as well. All right, so let's keep him out. All I need from him is his armor, so let's just steal his armor now. And then we're going to use these shorts and this head. As you can tell, I tried to make them before in the past, but again, it has the wrong armband, and unfortunately, it's not just easy to swap it out. All right, let's set these aside somewhere else so we can get working on our figure and customize our own mini comic He-Man. All right, so I got my water pot over here. Let me get the boiling started. Here's my cup of hot water I'm going to use. It's not hot water yet, but it will be soon. And let's go ahead and open up this pre-Eternia He-Man. I bought him just to make this custom, so let's see how it works. Now, it's funny, is this figure I got on eBay, you know, of course. And the box was not smashed in the picture, but unfortunately, during the travel, it got smashed. But the cool part is I'm not going to keep it in the box, so it's okay if the box is smashed. I always like to save these. It's kind of cool to keep these. I don't know why. They're not stickers. And so see, you get an unboxing too at the same time. Let's go ahead and cut off the rubber bands. Now, one cool thing about this feature, or figure I really like, is it has the same key from the movie to travel in time. And it's kind of a fun one because it's actually chrome, which is kind of cool. And it rotates around for those that haven't seen this figure before. And what this figure is a good choice too is the boots are very close to what we're looking for the comic He-Man, because the boots have the ring of white around it, which works really good for using that classic one. I haven't got all the parts here with the 2000X Skeletor. They're almost here though, because of all the bad weather. They're taking their sweet time getting here. Now, a cool thing also about pre-Eternia He-Man is he does come with this really cool gun. I'll just leave him in the box. And of course the sword. All right, we'll set that aside. And it's time to start pulling this figure apart. Let me get my hot water. And for those that watch my video, you know I like to try to be safe when I can. So we know we want this guy's shorts. We got to get his legs off. And we know we want to pull this guy all apart completely too. So let's just go ahead and dunk him in there as well and start pulling him apart. Now you may have to refresh the water as you do this. I'm sure many times during this video I'll have to refresh the water. So when we're done with him, he's going to be stripped of his legs, his arms from this point, and his head as well. Let's just pop that head off now. Now there's two ways to do this. One is at the elbow itself, which does work. If you do it at the bicep though, the color seems to match better, just because then you have more of a flow. Otherwise, with that weird little bump sometimes, it just makes it look kind of strange. So I try to pull it off at the bicep. So we'll go ahead and prepare him as well. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get him apart. hate taking apart this beautiful He-Man figure for this, but it'll be worth it in the end. Not quite hot enough. Let's see how he's faring for heat. Oh. There we go. One leg off. And these are the legs we're going to keep and use. Oh. The other leg off. And we also want his arms from the bicep up. Let's just pop his head off there. So we also want Ular's head. Let's pull that off. So we got our legs, our head, our loincloth. Let's see if his legs are hot enough yet. There we go. All right, so now we got a whole bunch of legless people. We want to replace his biceps. We'll turn him over. Let's get this loincloth off. Now, for those who haven't seen this yet, the best way to do it is to pull all the way around the edges to loosen it with a screwdriver. Once you get it loosened, then rotate it 90 degrees, and then pop the screwdriver in right here. Now, my water is starting to get cold from putting all these figures in that weren't that hot to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and change our water out. I'll be right back. And the nice part is water boils a little faster because there's less in the pot and it's already hot. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get these guys back in the hot water. Get this loincloth hot. Get him back in there. All right, so after you get it worked around, you just kind of want the lip to break on this a little bit. You're not breaking the lip, you're just breaking the edge. I guess what I call it, but basically nothing's being broken. It's just getting it away from the actual structure of the figure. You can see as I work it around, it just slowly comes off. Keep it hot. You don't want to get it to cool on you. When that's getting hot again, let's go ahead and pull these biceps off. The ones we're going to keep. Whew, hot, hot. Let's get his off. right, let's finish taking this off. And one last step, and that is to get the loincloth off the donor body. So again, you just kind of bring this around. Whew, that's hot. And basically you just breaking it away. It's not really breaking it, it's breaking it away from the figure itself. And once you get it broken away all the way around, turn this a little bit, rotate it 90 degrees, and then pop the screwdriver on this side. Just getting it right in that hole. This is the side it's wide. And make sure you keep it hot the whole time. And then just slowly work it around. Now, these shorts work great for putting onto somebody like Stratos. You want to make a totally blue Stratos, these shorts work awesome for that. And I've used that before for Stratos. Now you want to be careful we don't break the body on this at all, because this is the body we're going to use, our donor body. This one's being kind of a pain to get off there. Usually it's a lot easier than this. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's just not wanting to come off. There we go. You can see it's starting to move now. There we go. All right, now we got all our parts. We have our main torso, we have our arms, we have the head, and we have the legs, and we have our new shorts. Now the bad part is this right here is blue, which is not good because we need to have it brown. Otherwise, when the shorts are on there, it's going to stick past and you're going to see that. I'm going to paint that later. For now, let's just put it together and then we'll go ahead and paint it all later. So first thing, let's drop the shorts in there. Let's drop the arms in there. We'll hold off on the legs. And while we're at this, we're going to also fix the legs to make them tighter, because I know his legs are going to loosen up when time goes on. So I'm going to use these O-rings here and my set ring pliers in order to fix those legs so they'll be tighter. Okay, first things first, let's get these shorts on. Now, you want to be very careful. There's a wide side and there is a small side. We want to make sure we're using the wide side as opposed to the small side. See that little divot inside there? And the shorts, you have a wide side and you have a small side. The wide side goes with the wide side. That's how you want to line them up. Okay, first get them on there. Heat them up. Once they're heated up, start sliding them on. You want to get them up past the leg posts. This might take a little bit of effort the first time you do this. Once you get them past the leg posts, you just take the screwdriver and you pull it out and just slide it up over the edge. Now the hardest part about this is you got to make sure to keep those shorts really warm, otherwise you'll start to stretch the plastic on it. So be very careful to keep it warm the whole time. And keep changing your water as you need to. Now you'll notice right here it likes to fold under. Just keep working it till you get it all into that little groove right there. Takes a little bit of effort. It's well worth it once it's done. You can shake the legs a little bit to line them up, get it back lined up, heat it up, and then it just shrinks back down into place. Let's go ahead and put those arms on. Let's get those out of here. And you should just pop right in place. There we go. All right, pretty cool. Just about done. So now, let me go and get that water boiling again for the next round. We're now going to fix the loose potential legs. So to do this, you use these O-ring. You just stretch it with the set pliers. Keep rotating it as you stretch it. Put it on the leg. Stretch it over the pin. Stretch it over that part that kind of raises up a little bit. There you go. Once you have it on, you want to slide it up over the leg, and it'll just pop right into place. And you can see now how that slid up in there compared to the other side. Do the same to the other side. Stretch it out. Just like when you blow up a balloon, right? You stretch it out before you blow it up. Same type of effect. When we're doing this, let's toss our legs into our hot water. So let me get some new hot water. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, legs in there. We'll do the head in a minute. So again, stretch this out. It's already pretty stretched from just doing it a second ago. Put it over the leg, over the pin, over that part, and then slide it up and over and it'll pop into place. All right, there we go. So now while we're waiting for those legs, let's go ahead and paint this up. So I like to use a cup first. I like to use some dark brown. That's a little too dark. There we go. A drop of red. And paintbrushes. All right, so there's the bottom of it now. Spread the legs out, move the arms up so you don't get in there accidentally. And then just coat the inside of this with brown. Now, it's going to take about 3 or 4 coats for it to be completely coated. Just keep painting it Let it dry in between. Sometimes I like to use a heat gun to dry it. That's fine too. Just remember to add just a tad little bit of red to your brown. You don't have to coat it completely. You just want it so that when you look at it straight on, you really can't see the blue too much. That's the main thing. All right, there's coat number one. Now, I happen to have a heat gun right here on the ready. So let's go ahead and plug this in and dry that paint and keep going. Now, never use a heat gun. Make sure you have some sort of heat pad to put it on so you don't burn anything around you. After I get this all painted, I won't probably show this in the video, I'll take and mask everything off, and then I'll put a clear coat of paint on it so it will keep the brown on there. That's looking pretty good. Let's get out my heat gun and dry that paint. One more coat should probably do it. We'll take a look and see. Now remember, when you're mixing your paint, it always dries a little darker than the paint you're mixing. So again, use a really dark brown, add just a drop of red to it, and you should have that color pretty close. If it's not exact, it's okay, because it's just going to be under the loincloth anyway. All right, well, that looks pretty good. All right, let's set our paint aside. Let's see if those legs are done. Let me first do this a quick dry. Whew, those are hot, hot, hot. Shake off all the excess water. When you put the legs on, you want to look for the muscle bump right here. It goes on the inside right there. So just take and press that on the inside. There you go. Do the other leg the same way. And now let's heat the head up. Now the head, you don't have to heat it quite as hot. When Mattel made these, they made them so the head would fit on pretty easily. But I'm going to go ahead and still heat it up anyway, because there are some issues sometimes. Let's pop this head on. And now, last step, put on the armor. All right, there we go. Now we have ourselves a He-Man that matches the comic, because now he has the right armbands. They're orange. The coloring of the skin is pretty close. We saw that there was one that matches better, and that's using Vicron. I'm not going to use Vicron for this, but it's close enough. And he is set, and he is ready for battle. And that's it, you guys. I'm now going to clear coat underneath his legs by masking it all off first. Now, really quick, I'm going to show you my other version I made. Let's see. There he is. So here's the other one I made in the past. And this one I actually kind of painted over it to try to make the colors match. I'm not a huge fan of how it came out, but it works out okay. And another one that I made that's similar is my Filmation one. And this one, I actually just used the DC body that came with the Superman, He-Man 2-pack, and then I just painted them orange and used the two-tone painting job on it so it would match. So there you go. And then I used some new boots. So that's kind of the concept. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. That's how you make your own mini comic He-Man. Post your comments. Let me know what you think of it. And then go ahead and like, share, and send to your friends.